Good evening and welcome. Last week, we all know, was a huge success for Red Nose Day. This week, welcome to Comic Belief. The belief that there is universal acknowledgement of value of landscape and willingness to invest. Well, is there? Is the glass half full or is it half empty? Today, I'm sure as landscape architects you all know, it is the equinox. We've just had supermoon and Brian Cox is heading for a knighthood. So it feels to me like a good time to ask that question. Actually, I'm not sure, looking at our speaker lineup this evening, just how much of a debate we're going to have. I think we're going to be told, on the whole, that the glass is half full. But looking back over my career, I think each time we've taken 2 steps forward, we've taken 1 back. I was trained in the 60s and just into the 70s, so it is 40 this year, to believe landscape to be central to the essence of place. My first job out of college reinforced that belief, and that was at Runcorn Newtown, in the age of the euphoria of Newtown development. 3 years later, I experienced shock and awe moving to Manchester City Council, where the role of landscape architects was still to put Latin names on the tree circles that the architects had put on their plans. However, after that was a step back. After that, there was another big 2 steps forward, although it did take 15 years in my case, to establish a strong and influential team in the town hall in Manchester with a massive reclamation programme and public realm achievements, public art well established, and an international airport fashioned out of a local domestic airport, with landscape at the very core of the thinking for that development. Next, another step back. Margaret Thatcher left us all feeling that public servants were, or at least were perceived by government as parasites, and that stimulated the first major exodus of skills out of local government. However, thankfully, those skills didn't disappear, they moved. They weren't lost, and regeneration earned new champions. Development corporations, Bureau, and others developed the belief in the public realm. And we entered a 10-year golden age, in my opinion, when public and private sectors both invested heavily in landscape, and during that 10-year period, CABE was born. From my personal experience, CABE has been a phenomenal shot in the arm for landscape architecture and the market's perception of the value of landscape. And then, a couple of years ago, still happening, bang. Banks collapse, recession, an election, CABE castrated, in my opinion. Private sector stopped in its tracks, and local authorities currently being de-skilled at a terrifying rate. So, does the big society represent for us and localism the next big 2 steps forward? Because in my view we've just taken a step back. I hope so, and I also hope that this evening's speakers are going to help us believe that. And I think that word is going to recur through the evening, belief. Having said that, it's not for us to believe, it's for those that we convince to believe. I'm now going to invite our speakers to contribute to that theme.